So, Scott, it's obviously been a very busy start to the year for you. This week will be the beginning of your third camp across the men's and women's team. So, how excited are you to get going again?
Very excited. We left the girls in a great place after the last two performances, which has meant the preparation for these games has been all the more easy for us just to build on the positiveness that we had, or the positivity that we had from the last camp.
It's a very big switch of focus in a very small amount of time to go between one squad and the next. So, how personally have you dealt with the demand of that?
I think it's very simple. I think we could have made it very difficult, as I said, but we want to play the same way within, or I wanted to play the same way within both teams. Both teams have managed to do that so far in the first two camps. It's going to be a different test now. It's up to the girls to go and show that we can do that against even the toughest opposition in the group.
You mentioned there that it's a different test now. We're coming into this window off the back of two very, very good performances in February, where it could be said that we were unlucky not to come away with more. So has the focus been on building what we did right or fixing the mistakes?
Building, we're always building. We don't look at too much of the negativity. There wasn't much anyway in the games. Yes, we conceded. Yes, nobody would have been complaining if we'd have got a point out of either one of those games, if not both of them. But we're just building on all the positives and the great performance that they put in.
So you mentioned there the two good results. That obviously comes with a certain level of expectation. So how personally are you managing that expectation going into an even tougher match like you mentioned?
I think it's massively important because we don't want to get too carried away. The same as way if we had a loss, we don't get too low. If we have a win or a positive performance, we don't get too high. We have to remain level-headed, and that's what the message has been throughout the camp, is just to continue building on the performances that was come on over the last camp, but also the last 18 months.
So we've covered the opposition quite a lot there, but just one more to finish. Slovakia are set to be a very, very tough opposition, getting a great result against the Faroes, who we of course lost to in the last window. So, and then followed that up with another win against Moldova. So what will our approach be going into tomorrow's match?
The same as approach as it would be any of the games before. We only think about ourselves. Yes, we respect the opponents. Yes, we do our homework on the opponents, but at the same time, we want to play a certain way. We want to enact a certain type of football, and we will try and do that. How often we can do that will be dictated by the opponent sometimes, but when we get those opportunities, it's how we then capitalise on those opportunities.